Hello everybody and welcome back. Guitar Guru Jeff here. Good to see you. Today we're going to be focusing on the importance of legato warm-ups as a solution to stiff and clumsy fingers. Now I know what you're thinking, legato warm-ups, that's a weird name. Is that some type of Italian pasta? Is that some sort of yoga stretch? Nope, it's a musical term and it's something that I created as an excellent warm-up for you that's only going to take 6 minutes of your time. Now I've been playing guitar for several years and I still suffer from clumsy fingers from time to time, even after several decades of practicing and performing. Now out of necessity and embarrassment, I'm going to share a really funny story with you about this in a second. I created an excellent legato warm-up that has worked wonders in my playing ever since, and it only requires 6 minutes a day. Now, before we dive in, you know what? Before we dive in, can you do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button? YouTube is telling me that about 80% of you are not subscribed. I'm rounding that 840 subscriber mark. Help me get to 1,000. You're going to love this channel. I have some great lessons. Let's get at it. Now, as many of you probably already know, I'm a classical guitarist. A few years ago, I was eagerly anticipating this beautiful wedding that I was to be a part of at St. Paul's Cathedral in downtown Detroit. Now, if you know anything about this church is a stunningly beautiful church that was built in the 1850s, one of the oldest churches in the city of Detroit. And the couple had chosen this historic site well in advance, a couple years in advance actually, and about 12 months in advance, I had been working closely with the bride to create this professional, beautiful playlist on classical guitar that reflected her vision for the day. Now, know that I am very well experienced with playing weddings, and I played hundreds of weddings over the past few decades, but this event in particular soon turned out to be one of my most embarrassing moments as a wedding guitar player. As fate would have it, there was a terrible snowstorm on the day of the wedding. Now, as I navigated the congested streets, the clock ticked away, and despite my usual habit of arriving early, I find myself stuck in a traffic jam. By the time I arrived, I was breathless and flustered. This beautiful church surrounded me, and the ceremony was just about to begin in 10 minutes. So I dove right in, right out of the gate, cold fingers and all. Now when it came time for the bridal procession, about 20 minutes of prelude had already preceded that. I felt the blinding glow of nerves wash over me. As I started to play, I started to stumble over a very tricky section in the music. My fingers started feeling clumsy and cold. The church was pretty cold, by the way. It wasn't heated very well. And at that moment, I caught the glimpse of the bride walking down the aisle. Now, if you know anything about weddings, usually brides are fully immersed in the moment and all they really notice is what they're focused on, and that's the altar. And so she was pretty much seemingly unaware of the music that I was playing and the mistakes that I was making. But as I glanced past the bride in the front row where the mother of the bride was standing, was a glare. Her expression, clear disappointment. Now, that was a very humbling reminder of the importance of warm-ups. As I sat there listening to the nuptials, clutching my guitar in that quiet moment, I made a promise to myself. And this promise was that I would never underestimate the power of properly warming up again. Now, my pain, your gain. The goal of today's lesson is to give you an incredible warm-up in just 6 minutes. Let's get going. Okay, so for this exercise, we're going to start off in the 5th position. We're going to start off with doing a legato, or a hammer-on. That's another term for legato on the guitar. 0, 2, 5, finger 1 from string 6 all the way up to string 1 after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. We're going to do each one twice. By the way, keep your finger arched, aiming for the very tip of that finger. All right, it's also important to notice that my wrist is straight. I'm not reaching down and low. All right, 0 to 6 after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second finger. Moving right along, after 4, we're going to go fret 0 on the 6th string to fret 7, hammering on legato 0 to 7, third finger after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Expect there to be mistakes, it's just part of warming up. Okay, last but not least is fret 0, 6th string to fret 8 with the 4th finger after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. This one you might have to take slow because this one's really hard to keep arched. Notice how my wrist is still straight the whole time. I'm not reaching down and low. Remember, when you're doing this, really, you have to keep an arch when you're doing this, which gets to be harder when you start using the fourth finger. All right, let's move on to the second part of this, which is going to be a pull-off from fret 6 to fret 5 on the 6th string. We're still in the 5th position. Let's start it after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Now, it's important when you're doing a pull-off to pluck the note into the next lowest string. A pull-off is not a lift-off. Now we're going to start on the 7th fret, 6th string. We're going to pull off or do a legato from 3 to 1, fret 7 to fret 5. Let's go. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Okay, the hardest one of all is going to be the 4th finger. Let's see if what we can do is to get this one to go from fret 8, pull off 4th finger to the 1st finger. After 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. This one's definitely the hardest. Remember, when you're pulling off, you're doing this legato, you're plucking into the next string. Now, in conclusion, be sure to incorporate this daily legato warm-up into your routine every single day. I can tell you from firsthand experience, it's going to make a huge difference. Now remember, consistency is the secret to this. It does take practice, but all it takes is 6 minutes a day. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. A lot of effort goes into putting these videos together for you every single week. It's a labor of love, but for me as a small channel creator working my way up to 1,000 subs, your comment, liking, and subscribing helps motivate me to post even more content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Have a great day.